Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, where we talk about the art of intentional living. And this show inspires, empowers, and educates you through life's transitions. And today, have we got a treat for you. I am so excited about our show. I'm always excited about our show, but I'm really excited about our show because I have a very special friend and guest who's going to be on the show today. Our theme today is Change Your Life with Hypnosis, starting today with Lance Sinclair. And I met Lance a few months ago, and he totally changed my life. Totally changed my life. I know that's a big statement, but he did. He is incredibly powerful and talented. I'm going to share with you a little bit about him in a moment before I bring him on. But I just want to let you know, get ready for this. Wherever you are, if you are driving, pull over and park. And if you're at home watching this or listening and multitasking, stop everything you're doing and pay attention to what we're talking about today, because this really has the potential to change your life, because we're going to talk about things like limiting beliefs and habits and things that are going on in your subconscious mind that are running your life. And Lance is a master at what he does as a mentalist and hypnotist. And he's going to really open up your eyes to how quickly things can change in your life. You literally have the potential and the opportunity to change your life today. So why don't we get started, all right? So our theme for today, as I mentioned, is Change Your Life with Hypnosis, starting today. And our intention statement is, I have today to let go of my limiting beliefs. I have today to let go of my limiting beliefs. Every week on this show, we do a powerful intention statement for you so that whatever our message is, it can really anchor in and it can really become a part of who you are. And you do have this day to let go of your limiting beliefs. And what we do is my amazing Today team, Kelly and Ashley, they create the most beautiful graphics that are housed on my Instagram page at Diane Forster Official. And if you go there, which I'm going to do right now, and you go to my page, you'll see a little button here that says wallpaper. And on there are these gorgeous wallpapers. So you can pick the ones that resonate with you. We've got dozens and dozens and dozens in there. But take a screenshot of it and use it as your screensaver so that every time you pick up your phone, 150 times a day, you see it, you read it, and it starts to get anchored in. And it's through the repetition that permanent lasting change happens. So you can find that there at Diane Forster Official. So I have today to let go of my limiting beliefs. Doesn't that sound good? All right. So before I bring on Lance, let me share one more thing with you. I want to tell you something that's going on over here at I Have Today. We are hosting an event, and it's called Women Difference Makers. And I'm kind of throwing this curveball to Kelly, so I'm going to ask you to put the URL up there. So give her a second to put it up there. But Women Difference Makers, it's going to be on Friday, June 18th. It starts at 8 a.m. Pacific time here in California. It is a one-day, amazing, immersive, interactive virtual event, Women Difference Makers. So ladies, this is for you out there. If you are in transition, you're feeling stuck, you maybe want to start a business, or you've started a business and it's not going quite as well as you want it to be going, and you need a little help and support, or maybe you've been working in a career for a long time and it's not fulfilling to you, and you know you want to use your life and your experiences to create something that feeds your soul, and you want to make a difference in the world. This is the event for you, because what we're going to do in this one-day amazing event is break everything down for you so that you can see your true star quality, how you can become the go-to expert in your niche, whatever that niche is, through an amazing process. So if you want to find out more information, click on the link. Time is running out. It's coming up quick, actually. So check it out at womendifferencemakers.com. So, all right. Are you guys ready for me to bring on Lance? Let's do it. Hey, Lance.
Hello. Hi, Diane. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It's truly an honor and a privilege to have you. I consider you a dear friend now. And when we met on Clubhouse. You were hosting a room. You were talking about limiting beliefs, and you actually did a group hypnosis, which I participated in because I'm an eager student. Like anything I can grab, I grab onto, and so that had a really profound effect on me that day. And then I hired you to do some one-on-one work, which was truly, truly phenomenal. So I said, I have to have him on the show and share him with our audience, because there's an illusion out there that change is hard and change takes a long time. And I always say change happens in a moment, the moment you decide to make the change. And I know you're going to validate this today. So before we get into the interview, let me just share a little bit about you with the audience. Lance Sinclair uses performance art, hypnosis, neuro-linguistic programming, and applied neuroscience to close the gap between where people are and where they want to be by eliminating the subconscious blocks that stand in their way. He uses these modalities to help people reclaim their freedom from stress, anxiety, fears, phobias, bad habits, procrastination, negative emotions, and limiting beliefs in record time. Most people live their lives by default. Lance inspires them to live their lives by design and lead a life of passion and purpose. In his mentalism shows, Lance uses demonstrations of telepathy, intuition, precognition, influence, lie detection, and empathy as metaphors that teach people powerful life lessons that help his audiences lead happier and more fulfilling lives. Wow. So, it's so great. So my first question straight out of the gate is, how did you get into this? How did you discover this gift, this talent? What was your journey?
How much time do we have? That is the real question.
Well, you take 5 minutes.
I think we can start at the beginning. That'd be a good place to start, right?
Okay.
So I was 5 years old. I was shown a magic trick by a cousin of mine. And that was incredible. That was life-changing. The moment I saw that, I said, I need to know how this is done. I need to do this. And I watched on television as well, a magician making doves appear, and the bug bit me. I said, I need to do this. This is what I want to do. I want to share something magical that inspires people, that gives them the feeling I'm feeling right now. Now, I looked left and right. I asked everyone I knew if they could tell me how to do some magic trick. No one had the answers. And then that cousin of mine taught me that one trick. I did that one trick for 2 years straight. So many times I came up with my own version. So I'm 7 years old. I have my own card trick that I feel really proud of. And then I meet real life magicians. And they mentored me. They showed me the ropes, as they say. And then I was doing magic tricks. I was doing magic shows. I was sharing wonder with people. Fast forward to the age of 11. One evening I come home after doing a show, and I have over $300 in my pockets on tips alone, but I felt empty inside. Pockets full, empty inside. And I wondered why this was. It was very strange because I loved performing. I loved the laughter, the joy, the sparkle in people's eyes when they see something impossible. But it felt like it was all about me.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was all about, look what I can do that you can't do. And that just didn't align with me at that point. So I go home and I sit down with a sheet of paper in front of me at the dinner table, and I write down the question, why, at the very top. And I look at this paper for like half an hour, asking myself, what is my why? What do I want to do? And since I was really young, my parents instilled in me to follow your purpose, to follow your dreams, to live in alignment with what you want to be doing. And I asked myself that question, and I realized that I wanted to make my life about inspiring other people, that I wanted to make it about showing them that anything is possible, that the things that we tell ourselves are impossible are not, and that impossibility is an illusion. And yeah, magic can do that, but it was too self-centered, if you will.
Yes.
Anyways, I had seen a man by the name of Darren Brown, who's now a colleague of mine from London, do what's called mentalism, which is reading people, influencing their thoughts, anticipating their behavior, things of this nature. And it's all about the audience. It's all about their thoughts, their dreams, what's going on up here for them, and then tapping into that and doing things with that. So that really appealed to me. I started reading books on body language, books like What Is Everybody Saying by FBI interrogator Joe Navarro, among others. And that just started growing. So from that, I moved into street hypnosis, which is the hypnosis that you might see in a stage hypnosis show where you forget your name, you hallucinate things that are not there, you can't see things that are, you can't open your eyes, your hands can't move, you feel like a statue, all these crazy things that really push the boundaries of what we think is possible in our reality, and really shows us that reality is plastic. And from there, I moved into neuro-linguistic programming, and I developed this interest into how we work, how our minds work, and how can we take advantage of that knowledge of how our brain functions to create a life that we are proud of, a life of our own choosing, now by default, right? So then from that, it was just this natural thing where I said, this is really powerful. And it's wonderful and it's fun, but what if we can use this thing to really change some lives? And so it was a natural progression to go from the performance of hypnosis to the transformation using hypnosis as a modality.
Yes.
So it was really, honestly, if I'm really honest, I don't feel like I chose this. It feels like it chose me. It just feels like it naturally came about. And I'm very, very fortunate to have learned from the best in the world. And ever since, it's just filled my life with so much purpose, so much happiness, so much fulfillment, so much joy. And that moment when I see someone that I'm working with one-on-one say, I don't feel the fear, or I don't crave alcohol, or I don't crave cigarettes anymore, and their eyes just light up and you see an identity level shift in them, that is even better than seeing a magic trick. That is real magic, a transformation of the soul. And that's what I do. And it's beautiful and I love it. And I'm so happy I get to do this work.
There's so much in there I want to unpack. Yeah. Well, first of all, you just said that sounds like the name of a book, in case you haven't written one, right? The real magic is that. Yeah. And yes, you can see, well, first of all, I felt it and I see it too, because I'm in transformation work too on a different level. And you can, when you see the shift in someone, it truly is the most rewarding thing. And you're right. You didn't choose this. It was, you were chosen for you. It was chosen for you. And everything you did led to that, street hypnosis and the magic tricks and learning NLP and, sitting down, asking yourself the why, all of those dots you connected to be who you are today, which is why you're so incredibly talented at this, so good at it. So
thank you so much.
I love that story so much. So I thought what we would do today is one of the things that you and I both talk about and is, epidemic really for people is their limiting beliefs. So let's talk about limiting beliefs. First of all, your definition, what is a limiting belief and why do we have them? Where did they come from?
Yeah. So, people can often get confused with the term because it's unusual, but it's very easy to define. It's in the term itself. It's a belief that limits you. It's a belief that holds you back. And so we have to think about life and what it is about the human condition that we can use hypnosis to help us with. Now, we're here, right? You're at point A and you want to be here, point B. Now, why aren't you there yet? The reason is because on the way to that destination, there are roadblocks, there are emotions, there's resistance that comes up that holds us back from taking action. There are beliefs like, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'll never be ready. It has to be perfect. Oh, but other people have already done it. Why me? Nobody will want to see it. No one will want to read it. No one will want to hear it. All these beliefs that hold us back from taking action. And so if we get rid of all the mental roadblocks that stand in the way between where we are and our dreams, then we'll be able to move toward them easily and effortlessly. So a limiting belief is just a belief that you hold on to that is holding you back.
Right.
That is a barrier between you and your goals. Now, where do they come from? Why do we have them? Several reasons. Between the ages of 3 and 8, the imprinting ages, we adopt the majority of the beliefs that shape our idea of how the world works. And, the amazing thing about hypnosis is that when you learn hypnosis, you realize that reality is plastic. And that's actually the title of a book by one of my mentors, Anthony Jacquin. Reality is plastic, and it is what you perceive it to be, not what it really is. So whatever your internal world is going to affect your external reality. And so if you believe that you can't achieve something, if you believe that you're not good enough, if you believe that you can't, then you never will. And between these ages, the ages of 3 and 8, we adopt the majority of those beliefs that shape our view of how the world works, what is possible, what is not possible. And there are several ways that we adopt these beliefs. One, authority. If someone that we look up to, someone that we respect, someone that we deem an authority figure tells us something, like a parent or a teacher, a religious leader, someone that we look up to, they tell us something that, for example, why should you sing? There's so many singers out there. It's too much competition. You shouldn't try it, right? Something like that, for example. If we really look up to that person, we respect that person, then those words will affect our belief system. Another thing is repetition, and you mentioned it earlier. Repetition is hypnotic. When you hear something over and over and over again, without evidence even, your subconscious mind takes on that idea and calls it truth, even if it is merely an illusion. And that's something that we can use in a positive way, right? Like affirmations. We all know about those. We can tell ourselves, I'm beautiful, I'm confident, I'm capable every single day, until our subconscious mind believes that and we've really become that person and we embody that identity. But what if we're repeating unhelpful affirmations? What if we are repeating the echo in our heads of someone else's negative beliefs about us and what we are capable of doing? So authority, repetition, and another thing that affects us is heightened emotionality. We are very suggestible in states of heightened emotionality. When we are sad, when we are angry, when we are anxious, we are very susceptible to suggestions. So our subconscious mind can receive an idea. So imagine if you're crying, you just got over a breakup, you just broke up with your partner, and someone tells you, oh, this is why men can't be trusted. Then you'll very easily take on that belief. But instead, if someone tells you, it's okay, you'll get through this, you'll find someone that's right for you, then you will take on that belief. So it's our childhood formative years, people that we look up to, things that we hear over and over again, things that are told to us in moments of heightened emotionality, and also events, things that happen that we interpret in some way and we give them a meaning that isn't true and that doesn't serve us. And then we adopt some sort of belief that has an underlying positive intention, but that in the end is sabotaging our mental and physical well-being.
Yeah, very well explained. And one of the things that I wanted us to do today, if you're open to it, is you ask a series of questions, not even in a hypnotic state. I wasn't even in a hypnotic state when you were doing it. And I could feel the shifts happening right then and there. It's so incredibly powerful. And you said something to me once that I'll never forget, except I have to look at my notes because I don't want to butcher, which is, it truly was one of the biggest takeaways I've ever gotten from anybody on the planet. That's how big this was for me, Lance. You said, wow, if it only takes a moment to pick up that limiting belief that you carry around for years, realize that it only takes a moment to change it. I mean,
yes.
Wow. Yeah, it is so true. When I heard that, I was like, that is truly one of the most powerful, profound statements I've ever heard. It's so true, of course. But we believe all that stuff that we've heard over and over again. But what if we believed that it was just as easy to change it instantly? And how different and happier and more fulfilling could life be if we didn't, if we didn't, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say believe them, but if we were able to let go of them, letting go of the limiting beliefs. That's what we're talking about. That's our intent. Our intention statement is, I have today to let go of the limiting beliefs. If you could be open, and this is for everyone watching and listening out there, if you could just be open to the possibility that change can happen in a moment, that your life could get better right now, today, that you could stop telling yourself you're not good enough, or believing it. You're not good enough. You're not worthy. You're too old. You're too heavy. Good things don't happen to people like me. Whatever those things are, if you would be open to receiving this, you're going to get a lot of benefit out of this show and what Lance is going to do right now. So are you willing to do it? Take me through.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And before we dive into that, I want to highlight what you just said and really put emphasis on how easy it is to change. You see, I want to illustrate this with a story. So imagine Timmy, 5-year-old boy. He's in his bedroom. He's about to sleep, and his mom walks into the room to wish him good night, give him a good night kiss, turn off the light, close the door. She says good night. She goes to turn off the light, and suddenly she sees a spider. Now, Timmy has never seen a spider. And Timmy has also never seen his mom in the presence of a spider. But Timmy's mom has arachnophobia. She has a fear of spiders. And so her natural reaction, although this creature she saw is very small, 1 to 2 inches, she sees in the ceiling, she freaks out. She loses her mind. She starts screaming, calling for her husband. Jonathan, you gotta come here, kill this spider in Timmy's room. Oh my God, right? She doesn't want to be anywhere near it. She tells Timmy, come here. You don't get close to the spider. And Jonathan, the husband, comes with a broom to knock the spider off the ceiling and kill the spider. And anyway, he does that. Now, how long does it take for that whole interaction to unfold? Probably 1 to 2 minutes, right? Even less. But in that moment, what did Timmy learn? I want to make a point here before I answer that question. We're only born with 2 fears. We're born with the fear of loud noises and the fear of falling. These are fears that we have that have been passed down to us thanks to evolution. Every other fear you have, whether it's the fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of what other people think of you, all those things are things that you have learned from other people. Mm-hmm. And so in that moment, 1 to 2 minutes, what did he learn? He learned that they ought to be feared, that spiders are dangerous, that you should stay away from them because they will harm you.
Yes.
Now, does Timmy have any evidence for that? Has Timmy ever been harmed by a spider?
No.
Moreover, has his mom ever been harmed by a spider?
Right.
The likelihood is that she hasn't.
She has.
The likelihood is that she saw the same or similar experience with her own parent.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So in 1 to 2 minutes, Timmy learned to fear spiders. Now, Timmy's 5 years old. He grows up to be, I don't know, let's say 25, 35. And then at 35, he realizes, wow, this is really bad. I can't even see a picture of a spider on my phone because I lose my mind. Now, he spent 30 years with this arachnophobia. Now, because he spent 30 years with it, does it mean it's going to take an additional 30 years to get rid of it? Let's remember, how quickly did it take for him to learn that fear in the first place?
Took a moment. Yeah.
A moment, simply a moment of decision that he said, I'm deciding right now to believe spiders are to be avoided. Clearly, this is a person of authority, someone I can trust. She must know better, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to take that belief that is not mine, that is hers, as my own so that I can stay safe. And that's the point. There's an underlying positive intention behind every emotion, every habit, every behavior, every belief that we adopt. And so although it is trying to protect you, the reality is it's holding you back. And so even though he spent all these years with this fear of spiders, it's not going to take another 30 years to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. Just as quickly as we learn a fear, as we learn a belief, we can get rid of it. And so I want to take you guys through a process where you can become aware of not just what is the belief that you have that is holding you back, but also what is it doing for you, or what is it trying to do for you? And if it's even useful for you to hold on to it anymore, and what you can believe instead. So if it's okay with you, Diane, I think we can get started on that.
Okay. Let me uncross my legs.
So I want you to follow along. That way I have a good idea of the rhythm and pace that our audience is doing this in. But before we jump in, again, if you are driving, please pull over. This is your life. And I want to say something here. If you change that belief that's holding you back from becoming your best self, from living life at a higher level of fulfillment, purpose, joy, vitality, love and connection, and wealth, if you're able to change the beliefs that hold you back from reaching that next level, then just imagine what you could do. What could you do if you didn't believe that thing that's holding you back? What could you do if you believed that you were worthy enough, that you were lovable, that you were capable, that nothing was holding you back except your own mind? Right. That's not bad news. That's good news, because that means we are in control and no one else is. That means that the emotions that we feel that arise when we feel that resistance are things that we can control by simply changing what we're telling ourselves, changing our story, the meaning that we're giving to things, our physiology, our breathing, and our posture, and shifting our attention and focus. Yeah. And so just imagine what your life would look like if nothing held you back. And if you like that picture and you're driving, pull over. If you're doing something else, if you're multitasking, put a pause on that. This is not going to take long. I'm not going to hypnotize you. I'm simply going to ask you to close your eyes and have a moment with yourself to allow some things from your subconscious mind to rise to your conscious awareness that will allow you the perspective and the clarity and the opportunity to change your life and change your view on what you're capable of doing, achieving, and creating in your life right now.
Yes. So everybody be present. Just be present right now.
Yes. So first of all, before we begin, I'm going to assume that everyone is ready. I'd like you to just put your hand on your chest for me. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it go through your mouth very slowly. And Just focus on the words I'm saying and the rise and fall of your chest, the expansion of your abdomen. One more time, in through your nose. And out through your mouth really slowly. Notice yourself feeling more relaxed. Notice yourself feeling more present now. One more time, another deep breath in through your nose. And relax, let out all the tension, all the stressors, all the things, all the responsibilities. You can just put those aside for a moment. And now, in your mind or out loud, I want you to say, I am ready and willing to have this experience.
I am ready and willing to have this experience.
Good. And with that same belief, I want you to then repeat this line. I trust my subconscious, safe in the knowledge that it will show me the way.
I trust my subconscious, safe in the knowledge that it'll show me the way.
That's right. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want you all to think about that ideal life. What would it look like? What would it sound like? What would it feel like? What would it smell like? What is different? In that ideal life, that destination, that bigger picture, that dream, what is different there? Comparison to where you are here now. What would you like that life to be? What would you like to experience? Who would you like to become? What would you like to do? What would you like to let go of? And I want you to focus on one particular area where you feel some resistance in that big picture. Maybe it's in your career. Maybe it's in your health. Maybe it's in your relationships. Wherever you need it most, find out where that is. And where is the resistance? Your heart knows. Your subconscious knows. Just take a moment to become aware of that now. And Diane, please say yes when you got it.
Yes.
Good. And so now as you think about where that resistance is, think about what exactly it is that you ought to be doing or you should do in order for that to work out, in order for you to manifest that which you want in that area. And as you think about that, notice where exactly is the resistance and what that voice inside says that creates that resistance. Maybe the voice says, you can't. Maybe the voice says, you're not good enough. Maybe the voice says, you're not worthy. Maybe the voice says, it's too difficult. Maybe the voice says, there's no way. Whatever that is, find out what is that internal dialogue, what it is that you're saying to yourself that is making you feel that way, that is stopping you from manifesting that in your life. Diane, when you know what that is, say yes, please.
Yes.
Good. Now, keeping your eyes closed, I want to say something really interesting and really powerful. And that is that your subconscious mind has perfect recall. You have a conscious mind, you have a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of what makes up who you are. It is your beliefs, your habits, your emotions, your fears, your motivators, your identity, your self-esteem, self-image, self-talk, all these habitual patterns of thinking. And only 5% we control consciously. So your subconscious mind not only knows exactly what the problem is, but it also knows where it originated from and what the solution is as well. And now as you give time for yourself here with me to get in touch with your subconscious mind and get answers from your subconscious mind, you'll find yourself getting these things like switching on a light bulb. Sudden clarity and insight will come to you now. And the origin of that resistance, the origin of the belief will will come to your conscious awareness. And so I want you to ask yourself, as you notice that self-talk, as you notice what it is that comes up in your head, what would I have to believe in order for me to feel this way, in order for me to say this? Ask yourself that question now. Ask your subconscious mind and allow the answer to come to you naturally and easily. What would I have to believe in order for me to feel this resistance? And Diane, when you get the answer, say yes.
Yes.
Good. So now we know what that limiting belief is. And I'm going to take you guys through a series of questions that will show you piece by piece where this came from. And so open your mind, take a deep breath in again. Let go of all tension. And ask your subconscious mind, when did I make the decision to believe this? And when you made the decision to believe that, say yes.
Yes.
Good. And you may begin to feel amazed and even pleasantly surprised at your subconscious mind's ability to give you these answers so quickly. And now I want you to ask your subconscious mind this other question. How old were you when you made the decision to believe this? And say yes when you got it.
Yes.
Good. And all of you at home will notice that this begins to take shape in your mind, and your subconscious mind begins to piece it together for you. The first step in making this transformation possible. The next question is, where were you when you made the decision to believe this? Say yes when you have it.
Yes. Amazing.
Good. And now ask your subconscious, who was I with when I made the decision to believe this?
I got it. Yes.
So we know when it happened, how old you were, where you were, who you were with. And now there are two ways that this can play out. The belief came from the other person, or it came from the event that unfolded in the presence of that other person. And so I want you to ask your subconscious mind, was it your decision to believe this, or was it someone else's? And say, I got it when you have the answer.
I got it.
And ask your subconscious mind if this was your belief or someone else's belief. And say, I got it when you have the answer.
I got it.
And what most of you will be finding now is that this was someone else's belief, and that it was someone else's decision to impose this upon you. Mm-hmm. Or that you decided to take on a belief that wasn't yours, that has never been yours. And so now I want you to ask your subconscious mind, is this belief true? And really look at it objectively. Is this belief true? What is the answer, Diane?
No.
It isn't.
It's not.
It's an illusion.
Yes.
But like I said earlier, every belief we have has an underlying positive intention. Our subconscious mind has a mission, and that is to keep us alive, to protect us from pain and discomfort, to lead us to comfort and pleasure. And so any belief that we hold on to has an underlying positive intention. It's trying to protect us from something or to lead us to some comfort or pleasure. And so just ask your subconscious mind, what is the underlying positive intention beneath that belief? What was it trying to do for you that perhaps it really wasn't doing? What was it trying to do at its core All of you, ask yourselves that question now. And Diane, when you have an answer, say, I got it.
I got it.
Good.
Definitely got it.
And now I want you to ask your subconscious mind, does this belief that is not true serve you anymore?
No, it does not.
It does not serve you anymore. It never has. And all of you at home will notice the same is true for you. The belief that was limiting you is not serving you anymore. And so if it is not serving you, if it is not true, and if it never was yours to begin with, ask your subconscious mind, is there any reason for you to continue to believe this belief?
No, there isn't.
None at all. And right about now, each and every one of you will notice a shift beginning to happen. Somewhere in your body, you might begin to notice images in your mind might begin to change. You'll notice a shift at an identity level, realizing that right now it is the beginning of you letting go of that limiting belief that is holding you back from living your life to the fullest. And since it is not of any use for you and there's no reason for you to continue to believe it, ask your subconscious mind, what can you choose to believe instead that you know is true and will satisfy that underlying positive intention while simultaneously allowing you to move forth and manifest that ideal life that you dream of? What is a different belief that will replace completely that old limiting belief? What belief can you replace it with that will meet the underlying positive intention behind the old limiting belief while simultaneously giving you the freedom and power and the ability to move forth and create that freedom, that health, wealth, and relationship success that you have dreamed of? And Diane, when you have that belief to replace it with, say yes.
Yes.
Good. And now I want you to ask that part of your subconscious mind that was holding on to the old limiting belief, if it is ready and willing now, and everyone at home do this too, if it is ready and willing now to take on that new empowering belief and replace that old one with this new one that will move you forward and allow you to live a life by your own design, a life on your own terms. And when that part of you shows no resistance and every part of you wants to move forth and adopt this new empowering belief, say yes.
Yes.
Good. Now take a deep breath in. Everyone do this. Inhaling that new empowering belief, exhaling every last ounce of that useless and unnecessary limiting belief, all the emotions that were attached to it, all those things from the past that no longer serve you, completely gone from your mind. You cannot feel it. You cannot experience it. That limiting belief is completely gone. It never served you. It will never come up. It will not hold you back anymore. And now just take a few moments to ask yourself, what is the very next step that I will take from the place of this empowering belief? What am I capable of doing? What do I feel confident and comfortable doing now that I don't believe that I'll believe anymore? And what does that look like? What does it look like when I take that one action today that I get to let go of this limiting belief? What is the action that I can take today so that I can get that momentum and commitment to create that life of my dreams? And you'll know, because your subconscious mind knows exactly what that is and exactly how you'll go about doing that. And you'll know who you want to share this with. You'll know who you want to share the excitement with, that you're about to take action, take inspired action in that area of your life, whether that is exercising, whether that is eating healthier, dating, whatever it is. Now you are excited, you are comfortable and confident that you can move forward free from that limiting belief that holds you back no more. I'm going to count up from 1 to 5. When I reach 5, your eyes will open. You will look around, you will notice everything looks brighter, more sharp, more clear, more vivid. You'll feel like a brand new person with every number, more confident, more refreshed, more alert, and free forever from that old limiting belief that doesn't affect you anymore. 1, taking a deep breath in. Head clearing, throat clearing, chest clearing, life-giving oxygen. That's right. 2, looking forward to a bright and beautiful future of your own making, of your own choosing. 3, free from the things that held you back. Free forever from that old limiting belief. 4, looking forward to a bright and beautiful future. 5, eyes wide awake now. Back in the room, fully refreshed. Diane, how do you feel?
Amazing. Amazing.
Awesome.
So
amazing.
Incredible. Yes.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, please, now is the time when you have these ideas, these new action steps, these new perspectives fresh in your mind. Grab a piece of paper, grab your phone, pull up the notes app, jot down anything that came up for you, that will allow you to move forward easily and effortlessly in this area of your life that you've made this change happen. Thank you so much for everyone, for your willingness to participate in this, your willingness to relax and go inward and find those answers that have always been inside of you.
That's what's so fascinating about it, Lance, that it's all right there. You know, you're asking the right questions, sequencing it the right way. It's so illuminating. It's also so fascinating how the subconscious goes right to the moments. Right to the moment. Right.
It's fascinating.
For me, it was like timeline traveling all the way back, because it was like, oh, there it is again, and there it is there. Oh, that's when it was. Oh, that's who was there, and this is what happened. And it's that one moment caused so much limiting beliefs, so much procrastination, self-doubt. I'm speaking in general right now, but I mean, I'm speaking specifically, but I'm speaking in general right now for so many people, because we all have these. But that one moment of being able to go there, feel it, when it anchored, and then just ask the questions, is it even true? And of course it isn't. And then it's so obvious that it isn't. That's why you feel that feeling that comes, you know, you're sitting up taller, you feel lighter, you feel stronger. It's so empowering. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thank you. And it really is amazing how quickly and radically you can make that shift. In just a moment, as you've clearly seen, ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, you can change the way that you feel about things, the meaning that you give to some event in your life. Because ultimately, you cannot feel any emotion unless you give meaning to the information that's coming in. Exactly. And so when anxiety arises, when fear arises, when doubt arises, is because we've taken something from out there, sensory input, just data, and we have filtered it. We have deleted, distorted, and generalized that information to fit our past experiences, our beliefs, and our values. And if you believe that you're not good enough, if you believe that you're not lovable, if you believe that you're not worthy, you're going to find evidence for that belief. It's called confirmation bias. You're going to filter everything through that limiting belief. It's going to reinforce it. And so it's only when we make those shifts, when we change those beliefs, when we change the meaning that we give to things, that we can change how we feel in response to outside events.
That's another big takeaway. Remember that. It's the meaning you give it that is determining the the results and the outcome and the validation that's showing up in your life because of the meaning that you're giving it. So when you change the meaning, it just changes instantaneously. It's fabulous.
It changes everything. Yeah.
But then you have to move in inspired action. Just like you said,
Yes.
Okay, now I have this new belief. I'm not holding on to that old limiting belief anymore. I have this new belief. Now I have to do something with it. I have to take inspired action today. I have to be intentional today. I have today to do something about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We have to get agitated. We have to disturb our way of thinking. Once you change that, then we have to take action, because we have to show the brain that things are different now. Things are different now.
Things are different now.
When you take action, then you're reinforcing that things are different now. You're going to strengthen those new neural pathways. You're going to reinforce this new empowering belief. Then it's easier and easier. And everything around you begins to conspire in your favor because you've taken action, because you've stepped into the new identity that's no longer carrying this limiting belief from your past. So find something small, find something big that you can do today from the place of that empowering belief that you can do today to set the ground, the foundation for the rest of your life.
Yep.
See, it's like a domino effect, or a pebble in a pond. It has a ripple effect, and it will change everything if you take that one action and just keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much, Lance. I wish we could have more time together, because we'll have to have you back. We'll have to do something. I'd appreciate you. Thank you. How can people find out more information about you?
Yes. Well, you can check out my website. That's lancesinclair.com. For hypnosis, you can visit lancesinclair.com/hypnosis. For my mentalism services, you can visit lancesinclair.com/virtual. I'm now doing virtual mind reading experiences. So corporations and for different events and meetings, people can have this virtual, interactive, real-time experience of mind reading, connection, and transformation. And you can also find me on Instagram. You can go and visit Instagram.com/Lance Mentalist. The handle is Lance Mentalist. Not Methodist, Mentalist. I've had that before. I did a show once. Someone said, this old man, he came up to me. He said, well, the show is great and all, but what does any of it have to do with you being a Methodist? So it's Mentalist. Yeah.
Well, I love it. Thank you again for being here. We so appreciate you. Everyone who's watching or listening to this, please follow Lance. His work is incredible. And do what he said today. Actually take action. If you followed along, and if you didn't, watch the replay of this, because I think you're going to get something powerful out of it. In fact, you can probably find another limiting belief, because your life is a reflection of those beliefs. And the sooner you start changing them and stop them from holding you back, the better and better your life is going to be. So thank you, Lance. All right.
Thank you so much, Diane. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We'll see you soon. All right. Take care. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Amazing. It's always amazing when I work with him. And I hope that you guys will follow him and work with him too. But we will definitely bring him back here on I Have Today. So much fun. So, okay, we only have a couple minutes left of the show. So I am going to bypass my mantra meditation that I normally do, because we did the hypnosis, not hypnosis that we did. So so we kind of ran out of time, but thank you everyone for being here. Now listen, our role and goal with this platform of our show is to help you live to your highest, greatest, fullest potential. It's to help you be intentional in every area of your life, because the life that you want is waiting for you and is on the other side of you stepping into it and taking action. It's not anybody else's responsibility. It's not anybody else's fault. It's up to you to create it. And by doing things like we just did on the show today and watching all of our episodes where we give you powerful, actionable tips and strategies that you could put in your life right now today, no excuses, no money, literally takes your effort. This slow, steady progress, we say 1% better every day, builds momentum. And that momentum creates permanent, lasting change. Because when you truly love yourself unconditionally, you give everybody else the permission to do the same. And that's how you create peace of mind, peace of heart, and peace in the world. So that's it for this week's episode of I Have Today. I'm Diane Forster. Please follow us on social media at Diane Forster Official. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at I Have Today with Diane Forster, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.